Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I had teased a little while ago that I made my own cushion foundation, and this is going to be a video all on the recipe I used to make my own custom, perfect for me cushion foundation. So if that's something you're into, make sure to keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe because I upload at least once a week, and that'll be the best way to stay up to date and all the fun stuff I'm posting. So if you want to jump into my custom cushion foundation, stay tuned. All right, jumping right in, I did purchase this from TEMU. I will link it down below. It was like $3, super affordable, and I was able to sort of mix my own concoction. Now, I do have the video of me mixing the concoction together, which I will put at the end of the video if you want to see the super satisfying mix it all together video, but I'm going to just talk through what's in here and then demo it for you. So this actually pops out, so you can actually make refills and then sort of switch these out throughout the year. I made a shade that's perfect for me right now. Now, when I first put it on, it's going to look a little light. However, the formula that I put together, I used 2 matte foundations in there, which do oxidize and get a little darker. So you'll see it does sort of darken. I'm going to apply it first, and I'll link a video up there where I teased this, and I was wearing this in that video. So that'll sort of show you how it looks. But I'm just going to go in with a sponge right into the cushion and sort of pick up a little bit of this. And now I designed this formula with products that I know sheer out beautifully. So I did not design this to be a full coverage blend. I did it to sort of be mostly skincare, but to be a shade where I can wear this with no other makeup and still have it look like my skin. Now I can absolutely set this down with a powder, throw on concealer, and do a full makeup look with it. However, that's not what I really use it for. I use this as sort of your one and done, even out everything, and then sort of go from there. Now obviously, like I said, it's going to get a tiny bit darker once it dries down. So this is going to sort of be the lightest, but you'll notice it is a perfect match to my neck, which is really what the goal is. Whenever I use any form of product like this, I want to match my neck. Because naturally, most of us, our face and neck are 2 different colors. Sometimes, there's discoloration on the jawline, there's discoloration around the mouth, there's discoloration around the eyes. So for me, when I'm doing like a custom color match, or I'm shopping for a foundation, or in this case, I'm mixing my own concoction, to me, the perfect blend is when it looks like my neck matches my face. And you'll see it has a little bit of a glow to it. It has some luminosity. You can then, again, set this down and then throw some bronzer on. I'm going to show you how makeup layers, and then we'll get into the formula with it. In the interest of this being really easy, I'm going to be using one palette just to kind of tie up the face and not go crazy because I want just to show you how it works. But this is more about the formula in this than the secondary product. I'm just going to use this Rare Beauty bronzer brush and the Hourglass Unlocked palette. They do one of these every year, but it has bronzer, blush, highlight, and setting powder in one. So I just wanted something that was a one and done. And with the same brush, I'm just going to go lightest to darkest. So I'm going to start with the light setting powder shade. And I'm going to take that and set down anywhere where I am known to crease, which is really just forehead and under eye. This is an illuminating powder, so it is going to set everything down in blur, but it's not going to mattify. And then with whatever's left on my brush, I'm just going to sort of dust that around the rest of the face to set it in place. Again, I'm not trying to put a thick layer of powder on. Most of everything is in the cushion. And once that's in place and everything sort of matches myself, I'm going to go in with the bronzer shade and just gently warm up the cheek. Again, I don't want a lot of this. This is one of those 3 minutes and out the door if you use a single palette, or you can use 30 products and make this a 2016 Glam if that's what you're into. And again, I'm not going in with a lot of this because this cushion is just to even out my skin. I don't want it to look super makeup-y. I'm really just using the bronzer and the blush to add a little bit of color back to my face. but all of the skincare that I put in the cushion shears it out. So you can still see my skin through. You'll see freckles, you'll see discoloration, which to me, I want to even things out, but I still want it to look like my skin. Mixing the two blushes together, one of them is a satin blush and one of them is an illuminating blush. Just gonna pat some over the cheek. And again, I'm not going in with a ton. You can kind of see the difference from one side to the other. I really just want it to be a super soft, natural color. Again, this is my in and out the door in no time. And lastly, with the highlighter in the palette, I'm just gonna take that over the whole cheek, because again, we really wanna boost that luminosity. And the last thing I do with this is I take that setting powder again, and I will just veil over the face, because when you take that powder over your blush and your bronzer and your highlight, it makes everything look like it's shining through the skin. I'm gonna go throw some brow gel on, a lip gloss, and curl my lashes, and I'll be right back. No mascara, just a lash curl. I'll be back. All right, I am done, and time to walk through exactly what I put in this magical concoction. Started off with the Beauty For Real MVP Tinted Moisturizer. This is an SPF 25 physical sunscreen. This is one of my favorite complexion products of all time. It's a tiny bit dark for me in the winter and fall, and I am definitely in my winter and fall coloring. So this is one of those things where it's a little bit dark for me, but because I'm mixing it with so many other things, that's totally okay. This is also sunscreen and skincare and primer. So definitely amazing as a base for your cushion. And then I mixed in two foundations. The first was the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear. This is in the shade 215C. This is a super long wearing, like practically 24-hour foundation. Also has a mineral SPF 25 in it. You'll notice there's quite a bit of SPF in here. I would still put an SPF on under the cushion, but you don't need a primer or anything else with it because there's so many mixed in. This shade is a little bit like, it's a little warm and a little light for me. So mixing the two of these together gives me a pretty good even tone, but it does make it a little bit warm, which is why I use the next two products to cool it down a little bit. The first is the Dior Skin Forever Foundation. I'm not gonna spend too much time talking about this. This also has shine control and an SPF 35. This is discontinued. I stocked up on like 4 or 5 bottles when they discontinued it. This is my last one. So it is not expired because the expiration is 12 months after you open it, but I always have one of these on hand because it is my perfect favorite foundation of all time. The new Dior foundation is very different. It is not the same, so I would not put it in the same category. However, this one is still an OG favorite, so I have to mix a little bit of this in because it is the perfect foundation for me. And then I add a little bit of the LA Girl Pro Color Foundation Mixing Pigment. The blue is going to cool it down a little bit. In the video at the end, you'll see I added this, and then I added some more later, and I sort of went back and forth with this and the Lancome to get the color just right. After I mixed everything together, it was a little bit too warm and a little too dark, and then I would alternate between adding this to cool it down and lighten it up, and eventually I got to where I was very happy with the color. Those are going to be all of the pigment products, and the next 5 items are going to be the skincare products I added. First, it was 2 primers. The first was the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer, which is not an oily illuminating primer. It is a shimmer illuminating primer, so it just adds this ethereal glow to the skin pretty much everywhere. And then the Vanish Airbrush Primer, this is mattifying. So I want to have shine where I want it, so that illuminating shimmer, but I don't want to look oily or greasy, which is why I want something like this to help take down that mattifying and mattify that shine. As you know, I have very porous skin. My skin just looks very pore-ridden all the time. So I also made sure to add in some of the Glow Recipe Strawberry BHA Pore Smooth Blur Drops. This is an amazing primer on its own. I will wear this on the days I have no makeup on at all. And there are even some days where I wear this where I put a layer of this on underneath just to be safe, because I really do feel like it helps. But mixing it in just gives me a little bit more of it. And the next 2 products are what I will refer to as the star of the show. These are going to be the skincare items that really bring this to life. The first was sent to me by Arborian. This is the Korean Skin Therapy Super Ingredient Serum. It almost has an oil finish. It is marketed as a night oil, but it's a dry oil that doesn't leave you feeling super shiny. and it just has this perfect scent and a bunch of great superfood ingredients. And you'll notice that it just adds this lifelike shine to the skin. That is really coming through on my face because of the way that it mixes into the foundations. Now, this is an oil-based foundation, and because of that, this oil mixes into it beautifully to just give you this ethereal shine, but it is like a dry oil, so it doesn't leave you feeling greasy, just super shimmery. And the second holy grail item of mine that makes this is the Bloom Effects Tulip Dew Super Sunscreen Serum. I've been raving about this for months. Use code Brett to get, I think, 20% off. This is probably the standout product in here altogether, mixed with this especially. But this is a super glowy, super radiant, super dewy mineral sunscreen. I love this as skin prep under matte foundations because it gives you that lit from within glow. It is the 4th sunscreen mixed into this product, so I am protected with the sun protection, and it really just gives you this glow from within. So, you know, I definitely have shine. If I wanted to take down some of the shine up here, you'll notice, like, if I blot it, it's not coming off. This isn't, like, oily shine, it's just shine. So if I did want to target some of that and take down that shine, I could take any mattifying powder and dust that where I don't want to have so much shine. The powder I use from Hourglass, the ambient lighting powder, is a satin powder. Like, even just on a finger swatch, you can see the way that that reflects the light. That is not going to mattify. So if I wanted to take down the shine, I absolutely could. I will link the cushion down below, and the products, I mean, I know there's one of them you can't even get anymore. The products are super easy to find. If you have any questions, sound off in the comment section. I'd love to hear it. But this is my easy custom cushion foundation. And I know 9 products mixed together doesn't scream easy, but once you mix it together once, you saw how quickly I was able to do my makeup today. It took no time at all. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.